Are you ready for your summer 2025 glow up? Then keep watching. Hello everyone, welcome. If you're a woman in your 40s, 50s, or beyond, and you're looking for a no-fuss way to look fresh, confident, and radiant this summer, you're in the right place. Today I'm walking you through a simple summer glow-up routine designed for real life. Heat-proof skincare, lightweight makeup that actually lasts, and my self-tanning method that gives you a healthy, natural glow without the sun damage. This is not about chasing trends or trying to look 25. It's about feeling your best and showing up with confidence on your terms. So let's get into it. As always, all the products that you see me using in today's video will be linked for you in 3 places. Number 1, I will link as many of them as I can in the little timestamp links. Those are the ones that pop up on screen while I'm talking about the product or using it. Number 2, I will link them down in the description where you've been used to finding them all along. And 3, I will copy everything that's in the description and put it in a comment that I will pin to the very top of the comment section. So you have 3 places where you can find all the links. First things first, let's talk about skincare. That's the basis of everything. You've got to take good care of your skin. So if I am getting ready for the morning, these are the steps that I'm doing right now. I tried to film all this, but I left off a couple of steps, so I'm just going to walk you through them over here. First, I use something for my eyes. I just use something lightweight, and I've been having an issue lately with the skin around my eyes getting a little dermatitis. So whenever I have a flare-up of eczema or dermatitis, I just go back to my CeraVe products because I know they're safe for sensitive skin with issues, and I can use them no problem. So I've gone back to my CeraVe eye repair cream, and that's what I'm using right now around my eyes, and I use it morning and night. The next step of my skincare routine is always some hyaluronic acid, and it's best to apply this while your skin is still a little bit damp to lock in that moisture. So again, right now, because I've had some flare-ups, I am using the CeraVe. This is the Hydrating Hyaluronic Acid Serum. So just 1 pump of this, and I'm able to spread that around my whole face, and it makes such a big difference in locking in that moisture. At this point, I would normally put on my favorite facial SPF for daily wear, and that is my Elemis Pro Collagen Marine Cream with SPF. But I've got a new product I'm going to be using. I'll show you in a minute. So instead of that daily SPF, I'm applying the Merit Great Skin Priming Moisturizer. So this is a moisturizer and primer in one. And the reason I'm using it is because I am using my Merit products today. And since this does act as a primer, it works so well with the other Merit beauty products. And yes, you can use another primer, but I have found when I use this underneath my Merit products, they just go on so nicely. They just work together so well, and I don't see any lines, pores, anything like that. It really does make for a flawless finish. So I apply 1 pump of this all over my face. And we can't forget about our lips. I like to put a little something on my lips just to sit there while I'm getting ready before I put on lipstick or anything like that, to give me a nice smooth base and to just put moisture back into my lips, because you know we all get those lines and everything in our lips. So I have really been enjoying this peptide lip treatment by Ole Hendrickson. It is so emollient and moisturizing, and it doesn't just wear off. You know, I can put this on, and if I don't put on anything else, it'll stay on my lips a long time. It keeps them feeling very moisturized and supple. So I just put on a little bit of this and work it around my lips while I finish getting ready. Now here is one thing that I'm super excited to share with you today. And no, this is not sponsored. It just happens to be, I'm using a lot of these products. Merit has a new product. Y'all know how I love Merit makeup, and they have their own tinted SPF now. This is called the uniform because this should be part of your skincare uniform that you wear every day, and that is SPF. The reason I've swapped this out for summer is because it is SPF 45. My Elemis day cream that I've been wearing is SPF 30, and that's great, but for summertime, the sun's more intense. I feel like I need more, and this is tinted, and it comes in 15 different shades. And the texture of this is so nice. It feels like a serum makeup, and I just squirt some out on the back of my hand, and I'm applying it with one of my new favorite makeup brushes. These brushes were designed by a beauty YouTuber that you're probably all familiar with, and I will link her channel down below or up here. These are the softest brushes I've ever felt. They're like a little kitten's paw, minus the claws. They're so soft. So this is an all-over face brush for foundation. So I just take this brush, dab it into the uniform that I squeezed out on the back of my hand, and apply that all over my face. And yes, I know you're looking at this and going, ooh, Serena, that was way too dark for you. But just wait, I've got my tanning routine going. You can stop right there and just put on some mascara and lip gloss and be done. And that's what I would do on just a casual day. But today I'm filming, and you guys always ask about my makeup routine that you see me in, so I'm doing my full face. So this creates that base for my makeup. You can wear it alone or underneath the Minimalist. The Minimalist is Merit's stick foundation, and I love this because you just paint it on. You know, it's a stick. And so I'm just going to put it just in the places where I feel like I need a little bit more coverage, because the uniform is sheer. You know, it's tinted, but it's sheer coverage. So I am putting the Minimalist where I need a little bit more. So under my eyes, some discolored spots here and there, I'm putting that on. And again, I'm using this same brush to blend that in. And this brush blends it all in flawlessly. And it's the combination of this great skin moisturizing primer and using this brush that gives that flawless skin-like finish. So around my eye area, I'm going to use a different brush. This is the BK Beauty concealer brush, and it's dual-sided. So the dark side, that is for cream or liquid concealer, and then this lighter side is for powder. I'm going to use the darker side to go in, and it's shaped so nicely, if you can see that there, with this angle and this point that you can really get around your eyes and get right up there and blend everything out. And it blended it flawlessly. I don't have any brush mark lines or anything. This brush is fantastic. Next, it's time to go in with some bronzer and cheek color. And for my bronzer, I'm using the Merit Bronze Balm. And it is a bronzer and contour in one in stick form. And I love this, again, because you just draw it on. I put some up around my hairline, you know, put it where the sun would naturally kiss your face. I put some to give me some cheekbones. I even add a little around my chin and my jowls to kind of make those recede a little bit. And again, I use that same brush to blend it all in. And we all need a little pop of color on our cheeks, especially as we get older. So for that, you guessed it, I use another Merit product, and this is their Flush Balm. Comes in so many different colors. Today I'm using the one I use most often. This shade is called Beverly Hills, and it is just a really nice peachy neutral pink, so it's gonna be flattering on most any skin tone. And on this, I concentrate it just kind of right there on the apples of my cheeks and above, and again, use that same brush to blend it in. Okay, I need to stop right here because I think I got out of order a little bit. So you see all the product in my hair. I'm gonna go over that in just a minute, but to do my hair curly, I do my hair first. I put all my hair product in my hair and get it ready to sit there while I do everything else. So I do my skincare, my makeup, my self-tan while my hair is drying, because you want to let it air dry for as long as possible. So sorry I got out of order here, but we'll get to my hair in just a minute. So with Merit products, you don't have to use any powder, and that's really the secret to that dewiness and that glow that a lot of you comment on and ask me, how do I get that glow to my skin? Well, the secret really is the Merit products. However, I do still tend to get oily, especially in my T-zone and just as the day goes on. So I need a little bit of setting powder, but not too much. I use as little as possible, and I have found this one to be fantastic. This is by the brand Laneige, and it is their Essential Blurring Finishing Powder. So yeah, anything blurring, sign me up because I need all the blurring at this point I can get. And the nice thing about this compact is that's not the powder. The powder's not green. It's kind of this screen, and the powder is behind it, and the powder is just translucent. It has no color, and it barely comes through this kind of screen, so you have a lot of control over how much you get, you know, and then you can just buff it over your face, and I'm just using it really sparingly, you know, across my T-zone, my nose, my chin, and dusting it a little across my eyelids so that will help my eyeshadow not to crease. But if you're looking for a powder to use in the summertime, or a powder that's not going to settle into your fine lines and wrinkles or pores, this is great. And like I said, translucent, goes with any skin tone. And next is my eyes. I probably get more questions about my eye makeup than anything else. And the reason I'm hesitant to share what I put on my eyes is because the palette that I love that I'm using right now is not available. Womp womp. But it's by Estee Lauder, and the shades that are in this palette are available just in other sets. Here are all the shades, and here I'm showing you how I put them on. So I start with not the lightest shade, but the second one over. That lightest shade is a shimmer, so I don't want that all over. I'm going one in from that, and that's just a nice light neutral to go all over my eyelids and get them prepped for the rest. And yes, for my eyeshadow, I am using more of those BK Beauty brushes. These are awesome. This is called the Essential Eye Set, and it comes with 4 brushes. So this is what I'm using, and again, I don't know why I waited so long to get nice brushes. These make such a difference. So I'm using the largest one, the big fluffy one, to apply that shadow all over my lids. Then I'm going to go to the shade next to it, which is the third one from the end. It's just barely darker, and I'm using that to kind of contour a little bit up in my crease. This isn't very dark, it's just slightly darker just to give a little bit of dimension. And I really go up there pretty high because I have hooded lids, and if I don't go high up close to my eyebrows, you don't see the eyeshadow at all. Now I need to add a little bit of definition with a darker color. So for that, I'm using this brush from BK Beauty. This is the 209 brush, and I'm going all the way over to that darkest color, and I'm just, you'll see here, I'm just kind of going up at an angle from the corner of my eyes. You want to go up and out. Don't worry, because then I'm going to take that little contour blending brush again, and I'm just going to blend, blend, blend all that out until you don't see that line anymore. And I've got a little definition in the corner of my eyes, and it's all blended in with the other 2 shades. And the last thing I'm doing, and I think this is what I had done in my last couple of videos that you guys really liked and a lot of you asked about, I'm going with this shade all the way over here to the right, which is a shimmer. And when you're our age, you have to be careful with a shimmery eyeshadow because it can magnify things that you don't want to. But I'm taking a different brush. It's not BK Beauty, sadly. I wish it was. I need to get one like this. And I'm just barely putting a little bit right in the middle of my eyelids to make them pop a little bit. And then I'm going to add it to the corner of my eyes, kind of right there on my tear duct. And adding that little bit of shimmer right there to the inner corners really wakes you up and opens up your eyes. And I tend to get really dark in my eye corners, so this is a great way to make your eyes look brighter and more awake. And now it's time for eyebrows, and I can't do this looking in in my camera, so you're gonna have to watch me look in my mirror. This again is from Merit Beauty. It is their pencil, and I think this shade is called Taupe. I can't remember for sure, but I just go in and fill in. Really, I'm covering up the gray eyebrows because I've got a lot of eyebrows. Some of them are just gray. So I go in and fill in those sparse looking spots or the light spots. And you can see there how that makes a big difference. And then if you need to like kind of set your eyebrows so they don't get wonky looking or something, then I suggest the Merit eyebrow pomade. It's really nice. And sometimes, you know, I go over my brows with this. This locks them in place and they'll stay there all day and the color will not fade off either. And now for mascara. For just my everyday, I do use the Merit I think it's called Great Lash Mascara. It's a tubing mascara. It is safe for all kinds of eyes. It doesn't bother me at all. But if I want a little bit more drama, a little bit more oomph, I just discovered this mascara. Apparently it's been viral on TikTok, but I just found out about it. It's from this brand called Swede Beauty, and this is the Pro Lash Lift Mascara. And again, it's a tubing mascara, and that's important because you can wear your makeup like this without it being heavily powdered, and your mascara will not transfer under your eyes or up here. That's the beauty of tubing mascara. It actually makes these little tubes over your eyelashes and they stay put. They don't smudge, they don't flake, but they're easy to wash off. And as you can see, this mascara has a really interesting looking wand. I mean, it's barely a brush. I don't think it has bristles. It might have little bumps on the brush. So what that does for you is you're able to get it all the way down at the base of your lashes. You know, with typical mascaras, you've got a brush, and if it's a thick, bushy brush, you know, you can only go down about halfway on your lashes, or else you're bumping your eyelid or your eye or something. This is so tiny, you can get all the way down to the base of your lashes and wiggle it right down there so they're nice and coated from root to tip. And it's not clumpy, it looks so natural. Now, if you want your lashes, if you need them to look thicker, I don't know how much this does for thickening, but for lengthening and separating, it is amazing. And it doesn't irritate my eyes, and like I said, it washes off with soap and water. So I didn't put my lipstick on here because I wasn't sure what I was going to wear. But what I chose today is one of my favorite lip colors since I've discovered it, and it is from Merit. It is their classic lipstick, and this color is classic. And it is just a nice neutral pink. It's kind of a peachy pink, you know, it's neither cool nor is it warm. It's just truly a neutral pink, and I guess that's why I love it. And it's a satiny finish. It's not a shimmer or a shine, but it's not matte either. And to add a little bit of shine, I'm gonna top it off with some of this lip gloss from Fenty Beauty. This is the Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb Universal Lip Luminizer. So again, this is kind of a universally flattering shade. It's kind of this peachy pink. I just top it off with a little bit of that. And it does add just a little bit of shimmer to my lips and just gives them, you know, a nice pop, a nice glow. And it does help to enhance the look of your lips and give them, you know, a more plumped up effect. If you're enjoying today's video and want to see more like it, please give it a thumbs up. That way I know you're enjoying it and I'll create more content like this. Okay, now let's talk about my hair. And let me start by saying that my hair really didn't do that great today. And of course it didn't, because today's the day that I was showing you how I fix it. But that's important to know, because if you're someone who likes your hair to look the same every day, then this hairstyle is not for you, because I can never make my hair look the same way twice. You can watch every one of my videos where I've worn my hair curly or wavy, and it looks a little bit different every single time. And that's because I cannot recreate a particular look. It depends on the humidity that day. It depends on a lot of different things. So if you like things uniform, then you're not gonna like this. But it's summer. If you want a more carefree, you know, undone look, and you've got a little curl to your hair or a little bit of wave, then you might want to try this. For shampoo and conditioner, I use really good products. All the products I use are good, but I didn't show me washing and all that. I use shampoo and conditioner from the Virtue brand, and I will link them down below for you guys. And they have a different line of products no matter what your hair issues are, and you can take their quiz and they'll tell you what you need. They have products for dry hair, damaged hair, fine hair, curly hair, I think, thinning hair. They have a product line no matter what your issue in life is. So I highly recommend their products. And with curly or wavy hair, the number one thing that you've got to do is keep it moisturized. Moisture, 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 and some more moisture. And my stylist told me when she was fixing my hair one day when I had a trim that you probably need to put 3 times as much product into your hair, or into my hair if I'm wearing it curly, than if you're blowing it out. And that may sound crazy, but as you'll see, I use a lot. So even though I have conditioned my hair, and yes, you probably need to use more conditioner in the shower than you think. And once a week, use a deep conditioning mask or a heavier conditioner for your hair. But after I've done all that, my hair is towel dried. I don't leave it up in the towel a real long time, and I only use a microfiber towel. You want it to still have a good amount of moisture in it when you put these products in. You don't want it to be dry. And I start with a leave-in conditioner. This is also from Fenty Beauty. It's by Fenty Hair, and this is called the Water Boy. And it is a fantastic leave-in conditioner. Now it says you can spray it onto your hair and then comb it through, but for me what works the best is actually spraying it into my hand and then working it through my hair. So I'm starting with about 3 sprays of this product, and you can always add more. Remember that with your hair products. You can't take it away. You can always add more. So I start with about 3 squirts of this, and I start working it through my hair, and I really focus on those parts of my hair that I know are the most dry. And then I think I need a little bit more, so I add a little bit more, and then I get that all combed through. So now it's time to put some curling products into my hair. And the first thing I use is this. It's a mousse from Virtue, same brand that I use their shampoo and conditioner. It says moisturizes, smooths, defrizzes. So this is not a typical mousse that's gonna leave your hair crunchy. This is a moisturizing mousse, and you can tell a difference when you feel it. So I start out with a small amount, and it kind of expands as you work it together with your hands. And now with this mousse, I don't really put it on my ends. I go in at the roots of my hair, and I really put it in at the roots and kind of pull my hair up off my head. So this is gonna give some volume, and it's gonna help define curl. And for more curl definition on the bottom part of my hair, I like a curl cream. And I use a couple of different ones, but the one that I'm enjoying right now is this one. I mean, it's a drugstore kind of brand. It's by Not Your Mother's, and it's called Curl Talk. And you can get this a lot of places, but I got this from an online website. It's called iHerb, and it's a website that has all different kinds of supplements and health and beauty products, and it even has things for your pet, but it's all about health, wellness, and beauty. But I squirt some of this out, not a lot, and I start applying it, focusing more on the ends. And again, if I need a little bit more, I go back, add a little bit more, and go through the rest of my hair like that. And this is where I start to scrunch. After I put this curl cream in, that is when I scrunch and really try to start coaxing the curl into my hair. So I scrunch and I apply the product and I scrunch it in there. I also like to take my pick and just go in kind of at the root and lift it up. So I'm not combing through my hair. You don't want to do that. So I just take my pick and I just go in and lift and kind of pull the hair away from my head. And with that mousse in there at the roots, it helps it kind of hold itself out away from my head a little bit. And then after that, don't touch it. Don't touch your hair. Don't feel it. Just leave it alone. You're going to do your skincare, your makeup, your tanning routine, all of that stuff, and then you're going to come back to your hair. So while my hair is drying, let's do the tanning routine. So I've tried a lot of self-tanners over the years. Some good, some not so good, some downright awful. But I tried one this year that has received great reviews, and I don't know why I waited so long to try it, but now I don't think there's any going back, and that is this Loving Tan. And this one is so good. I feel like it blends better than any other I've tried, and it lasts longer. But here's some tips for flawless self-tanner application. Start with exfoliated skin. I know that sounds like a no-brainer, but you've got to really exfoliate, and I will link some of these exfoliating washcloths from Amazon that do a great job of exfoliating your body in the shower with your body wash. And shave your legs. You know, that is the best way to exfoliate your legs. So go ahead and do your self-tanning on a day that you plan to shave your legs. The second thing to keep in mind when you're self-tanning is don't put on lotion. You want to do this when your skin is exfoliated and straight out of the shower. Do not, I repeat, do not put on any moisturizer, because that's not going to allow it to get into your skin and react the correct way. And it's going to make it just rub off, you know, so do not put moisturizer on until after you have applied this product and it is set on there good. After you've taken a shower the first time, then you can put some lotion on. All right, so here we go. Usually I do this nude, but I didn't figure y'all would appreciate that, so I'm gonna try to do it here in this swimsuit. And I use the mitt. The mitt is a must. This one is by Loving Tan, but there's a lot out there. I bought it with the self-tanner. And this is a mousse, so you squirt it out onto the mitt and then you just start blending. And again, just like with the hair products, start with a little bit because you can always add more, but you can't take it away once you've got it on. So start with a little bit and build or add to it if necessary. And I just look in the mirror, or in this case, I'm looking at a camera and I watch myself do it. Now this is a self-tanner, but it has an instant bronzer built in, so that is your guide. Hallelujah. You can see the stuff, you can see where you're applying it. So it really takes most of the guesswork out of it. So just rub it, you know, I start up top and do my chest, my shoulders, my arms, do the other side, and then I go to my legs and, you know, I start with one leg and get it completely done. I take a look, you know, I need to do the back. Oh, I need to fill in right here. And then I get it all blended in and good, and then I go and do the other side. Now the hard part is your back. Now, if you've got somebody there with you, then maybe you can ask them to kindly spread it on your back. I usually don't during the day when I'm here. So they do make mitts on a handle, and I'm going to invest in one of those, but I don't have one. So today I kind of rigged up something with this little back massaging tool I have and my mitt, and it's not perfect, but it's better than nothing. So I got my back covered pretty well, better than not using anything at all. And hey, look at my back muscles. They're starting to look really good. And if you need more confidence about looking good in your skin, whether it's tan or not or whatever, you need to check out my Menopause Belly playlist. I have numerous videos over the past few years that I talk about how to dress to conceal a menopause tummy and what I have done in the past year or so to get rid of my menopause tummy. And yes, I'm in menopause right now. I'm not through it yet, probably will be soon, and I've been able to do this while in menopause. It can be done. So be sure to check out my playlist on what I have done and helpful hints and tips on dressing or getting rid of the menopause belly. All right, so now we are all tan, and doesn't that look better? You know, light pasty skin versus tan skin. Tan skin always looks better. And if you look at it and you think, oh my goodness, this is too dark, don't worry, because remember, this has got that instant bronzer in it. So after you wash the bronzer off, you're gonna be lighter. You're still gonna be tan, but it's not gonna be as dark. So don't worry that you've made yourself too dark. It will wash off. And this product that I use is the Loving Tan 2-Hour Express. So supposedly you can rinse off the bronzer in as little as 2 hours. I usually wait longer. It's usually, you know, 6 to 8 hours before I take a shower and rinse it off, but supposedly you can do it after 2. And it takes a little bit for that self-tanner to dry. You can use a fan and fan yourself off. I will take my hairdryer and put it on like no heat and just use the air and blow myself off to help get the drying process going. But it dries pretty quickly. Now, while it's drying, we're going to finish my hair. And like I said, my hair just didn't do today like I wanted it to. And I can't tell you why, because this is the exact same thing I do every time. I can't tell you why one day it looks great and another day it doesn't. But my hair is about 90% dry by now. So I need to dry it a little bit more, but you don't want to put heat on it. Get your hair dryer with a diffuser attachment and put it on no heat. So this is just air, and put it on low so it's not blowing really hard. And so I'm just going in and like taking the diffuser and putting it onto my head. And if you see, I kind of scoot my hair up. I'm kind of lifting there at the roots with the little things in the diffuser. So I'm trying to get that air down to the root, because that's the slowest or the last place that your hair dries. And I just do that all over my head. I take the diffuser and like push up and try to get those little fingers right there at my scalp to get that air down in there to dry my hair at the root. And then I might finish up just kind of all over with the diffuser. And now you mess it up. You go in with your fingers and you mess it up. And no, you don't pick it. Do not use a pick or a comb or a brush. Do not, do not, do not. You just want to take your fingers and put your fingers under your hair, like right at the base of your head where your roots are, and just shake. Just shake your hair loose. Get your fingers up there and kind of get it up off your head. Especially like here, you want to work your fingers in there and like lift it up. And there's some other products you can use to help, you know, lift it up off your scalp. And once my hair is dry, without a doubt, I always see some places where, you know, oh, too much product got stuck there, or this area, not enough product was there. So you can always go back in, even after it's dry. And for that, I use this product, also by Virtue. It is the 6-in-1 styler. This can be used on wet or dry hair. So I add just a little dab of this, and then you can kind of rake it through your hair or scrunch it up. And it also helps to add shine back to your hair. So it's a really great multi-functioning product. Well, there you have it. That is my summer glow up routine to keep your makeup looking fresh and easy, and to add some fun, whimsical, undone curl or wave to your hair. All these products that I have used today will be listed in one of those 3 places on the screen, in the description, and in the pinned comment. So let me know. Will you be trying any of these summer glow up products or methods that I showed you today? Leave me a comment and let me know. And until I see you in my next video, have a stylish day. Bye.